My name is Leah Wimble. I am the owner and founder of Wimble Attorneys. We are a specialist conveyancing firm servicing the Durban North Coast area. And our business next year will be 7 years old. My journey and how I got to where I am today started initially. It was never my dream to have my own business. I was very happy just to carry on and do my thing. And then by circumstances, the same year I had my third baby, I also found myself in a position where now I had started a business or were to start a business. Circumstances just worked out that way. And it was quite a scary time. I always talk about it as the year I had two babies, a real life baby and a business baby. And the business baby was the one who kept me up at night. I think once I got my head around it, I actually realized that owning my own business was this gift I had been given. And it was going to be what I was going to make of it. And I started dreaming and thinking, okay, there would obviously be a reason why I was chosen to have this business, and what good can I do? What good can come from this business? And that is when we started dreaming, and the Gifted Project was born. The Gifted Project is a dream we've had in saying, well, we are a conveyancing law firm. There's so many attorneys around. What makes us different from anyone else? I always say to my staff, if our business were to shut its doors tomorrow, would the community actually say, oh, we actually miss those guys. Whatever happened to Wimble Attorneys? We miss having them around. What impact do we have besides just our day-to-day work of transferring properties? And so what we started doing is from each and every transaction, each successful home transfer that we do, a percentage of the fee goes into our gifted fund, and we save up funds from there, and we buy someone a home and gift and donate them with that home. So the big goal and the big dream is to be able to do one of them a year. This year, we've actually just a month ago, we registered and transferred our second home into someone's name. We're busy just doing a bit of renovations, and then her and her family will be able to move in. They have their own title deed, and everything is just gifted and donated to them from our business, from the community who support us, just giving back into that again. To see the people's faces when they move into the home is incredible. It is very fulfilling. It is also very humbling. It's a very humbling experience to be part of people's journeys. There's such a power in storytelling, and just to sit with someone and listen to their story and what it is living life in their shoes. There are so many incredible people out there, and it's really, really such a blessing to be part of their stories. So it is really the thing that our business is built on. Our motto and our slogan is, how can we help? And so obviously we start by saying, how can we help our clients whom we service and who we deliver a service to? How can we help our employees? What are their needs? What do they need to do a good job, to be a better person, to have live a fulfilled life? And then how can we help our community? And that is what we are doing. We're helping our community in having a home and a safe space that is their own. And then also just with that, it's one thing to own a home, but in my experience, I've also seen that sometimes you never want the blessing to be a curse, or the gift to be a burden. Maybe that's a better wording. The gift, you never want the gift to be a burden to someone. So how we've tried to do it is that this gift has to be an asset to the beneficiary, where they are able to grow capital wealth from it. So the first project we did, we gifted a domestic worker a home, and she is currently living with her sister. She didn't change that arrangement. She's still living with her sister, but now she has a property, a rental property. She's renting out this home, and she's been able to double her monthly income that way. And then the second project we've done, the latest one, we've gifted a single mom with a little girl with special needs, and we are busy with the renovations just to add a bit of a separation. So her and her little family will live in one side of the room, and they're going to rent out a room on the other side, and also supplement their income and help with maintenance of the home. So yeah, it's been quite exciting to see how that, I'm hoping that it will have a lasting impact, and that it could create a generational impact in people's lives. And yeah, we are a very small business, but we want to be part of something that's just bigger than ourselves. I think with the enabling someone to maintain it, what we've also learned is that gifting someone with something big, such as a home, is not a magic wand that now miraculously changes their whole circumstances. It does help, but yes, it comes with extra responsibilities and extra expenses. So we try and factor that into account, and help people and guide them so that it can become something that, is something that upbuilds, uplifts, and helps them just step up in terms of where they are in their circumstances. Someone who's inspired me along my journey actually is my mom. So my mom, I grew up in the Northern Cape, in Kimberley, and my mom, actually I still have the newspaper clipping, my mom was Kimberley's first woman pharmacist or chemist, and it was such a big news. She was also the first pharmacist lady business owner. She owned her own pharmacy in 1970 in Kimberley, and that made headlines because Kimberley, up until that time, had never had a woman business owner in that industry. And that was my mom. She owned the pharmacy, Kimberley Pharmacy, across town, the town's hall. And her and my dad actually worked together. My dad was the manager in the pharmacy, and my mom was the pharmacist. And they did that for many years, until my mom decided she'd had enough. She sold a pharmacy, and then my mom started just giving back to the community. She became a volunteer for cancer, the Cancer Association of South Africa, and my mom did door-to-door collections that grew so much. She became the regional facilitator for the whole Northern Cape, and in her years as a volunteer, my mom collected more than R1 million for cancer patients just because she needed something to do to help people. And I think that was something that has always just been modeled to us as children, is that you work hard and you believe in what you do, and there's also always an element of saying, what can I do to make someone else's life better, and what can I give back? I think my mom would have been my role model with regards to that. Before I went into legal practice, I actually had spent a long time of my career in the academics. So I am the original notes girl, as my husband refers to me. I was the one in the front row of the class with my glasses on, taking notes, knowing exactly when we're writing, which test, on what subject, and I've loved that. I've loved learning. So the first half of my career actually I spent in higher education. So during that time, I taught law at the University of the Free State as a lecturer. But I also just kept on studying, and I have 3 law degrees, a BCom law degree, my LLB, and then a master's degree in law as well. And only after all that studying and lecturing, I decided to move into conveyancing, completed that exam, and then went back into practice. And that has been the last almost 10 years of my life doing that. So in terms of achievements, I've loved learning new stuff. And even today, 10 years into practice, still every day learning new stuff. Law is so old, but also new every day, which is quite exciting. And what I love just is being in a specialized field where I really feel confident that I can give someone really good advice. And sometimes I think some of the best achievements or the highlights is helping a couple who are transitioning in a season of life, who've maybe lived for the last 40 years in their family home, raised their family there, and now they are transitioning into a new season. And there's a lot of admin involved in what I do on a daily basis, but there are also so much of emotion involved in transitioning people. And I quite find that quite fulfilling, walking that journey with people in like an empathetic and a very personal and emotional level as well. What made me change from academics to practice? So about 9-10 years ago, while I was in academics, my husband and I, we were actually also in full-time ministry. And in that time, we felt that there was also a change of season for us coming. So my husband was actually the business guru in the family. Even though we were in full-time ministry, his hobbies were always around business. And 10 years ago, we felt that it was time to change and start making a living off the hobby. And again, I was very content in my little field. I like to talk and people must listen, and that suited me very well in the academics. But then my husband got an opportunity here in Durban, and we moved cities to come here, and that was the opportunity that opened the door that opened for me back into practice. And I think initially started out following and supporting my husband's dream. And I've been really just so blessed in finding my calling and my purpose with my business as well. So what started out as just being a supportive wife and what the next season for him looked like, little did I know that I would find out so much of who I was meant to be in living out what I'm doing now. So some of the challenges that I've experienced along the way is just growing a business. So if you are giving a good service and you're doing a good job, your business will grow, which is wonderful, but then also comes, then you have to grow as well. And I think some of the challenges has just been those seasons of stretching, those seasons of change, and also making sure we are taking our clients with us on this journey of growth. And so when you are a small business, or when I just opened my doors, I was the director, the tea girl, the typist, everything, the cleaner. I did everything, and whenever the phone rang, I was the one. And my clients quite enjoyed that. And when the business grew to a point where I had to start employing people to help me do what I do, there was a seasonal change where I had to also now get my clients on board, convincing them that the growth is good and that they're going to expect the same level of service, even though they're speaking to someone else when they're phoning or someone else is dealing with their matter. And then with growth, now you're not only just the tea girl and the boss anymore, you're now also the employer and having to manage that as well. I found that quite challenging, being a bookworm, where I was actually just happy, put my nose down, get into the paperwork and get it all done and sorted. But now suddenly I had to evolve from being a conveyancer to being a business owner, a manager of people. And I'd say every day as the business keeps evolving, I have to keep evolving with that as well. The advice I would give to a young woman starting a career or starting a business or starting anything in life is to be true to yourself. I think especially in my industry, the legal industry, I have found that people have a certain idea of what you should look like, how you should talk, what you should do, how you should market. And I think one thing that I'm very grateful for, and maybe it was because I was a little bit older when I started my business career as such, is that I made a decision that I was going to be true to who I was, which was a lot of the criticism, I would say, maybe is still what I get is people would ask me, oh, you're a lawyer. Are you a lawyer? How can you be a lawyer? You're so gentle, you're so soft, you're so... and actually not to steer away from that, because that was also my strengths, is that I'm gentle, is that I'm soft, and that I'm bringing a different approach, and that there was space in the market for someone like me, not to just fit the mold. And so I think if it's something, if this is going to be your career, whatever it is, you're going to be doing it for a long time, and you have to be true to yourself, else you'll become so miserable. You have to be able to wake up every morning and do your job, knowing that you're playing in your strengths, you are doing the things that get you excited to get up in the morning. So just to be true to yourself and not to think you have to conform to a certain norm or certain way of doing things. My goals for the future. Would be, I would love to see our gifted project just grow into something much bigger, that can have a bigger lasting impact. Our goal currently is to gift someone with a home once a year. So up until now, it's been 7 years, and we've been able to do 2. So our goal must always be greater than where you are. It should be easy. It shouldn't be easy to attain. So the goal is definitely to do once a year. And I'm hoping that I can grow the Gifted Project, that it could be a fully fledged non-profit organization that is not just donating homes to families, but also maybe creating employment opportunities for families as well. And then the plan is just to fund it through my legal practice. So my husband usually explains it like this, and he says that actually Leah is a professional gift buyer, and she funds this by running a legal practice. So that is kind of the long-term dream, to grow the Gifted Project more. My life is really busy, it's very full. I'm enjoying that. I try my best to enjoy the ordinary days every day, and the ordinary days, just the normal, going to work, being with the kids. So I have 3 children, 1 in high school and 2 in primary school. We're a very close family, and we love to spend family time together. So when I'm not with them, I am running. My midlife crisis was long distance running. And I run quite a lot most days, and then I'm still the notes girl. I read quite a bit. So those are the things I do to find balance, and the things I do for myself. The running and the reading, and then my happy days are celebrated with my kids, my husband, and my family, which I just love.